Welcome back, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for today's explainer. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's just dive right in. Because today, we're embarking on a massive cinematic journey. We're going from our tiny blue planet to the absolute, staggering limits of human observation. We're going to explore the universe's grandest architecture, the very limits of our sight, and, beautifully, how these scientific realities actually mirror some profound ancient themes about the boundaries of creation. It's a huge topic, so let's get into it.
So where exactly is the edge of the universe? It's kind of one of the greatest mysteries in modern cosmology, right? I want you to imagine, just for a second, that you could actually fly faster than light. Imagine rocketing past our galaxy, crossing billions of light years of completely empty space, flying past these colossal clusters of galaxies until you finally reach the absolute oldest, farthest light humanity has ever managed to detect. What happens when you get there? Do you hit a giant brick wall, or is it just the edge of what we can physically see?
Well, to even grasp this, we really have to understand our place in the cosmos. Let's zoom out a bit. We leave behind Earth and our quiet little solar system and head out into the swirling arms of the Milky Way. Pull back even further, and thousands, then millions, then literally billions of galaxies go racing by us. Keep going, and eventually this massive cosmic web appears. Gigantic filaments stretching across distances that honestly don't even make sense to the human brain. Just take a second to let that scale really sink in.
Now, when we talk about everything we just zoomed past, we are talking about the observable universe. But here is the absolutely crucial point. This isn't necessarily the entire universe. It's simply a spherical region that's limited by the finite speed of light. See, because light takes time to travel through space, looking deep into the cosmos is literally looking backward into cosmic history. We're seeing things as they were millions or even billions of years ago, simply because that's exactly how long the light took to finally reach our telescopes.
And that specific light travel time gives us a strict boundary, bringing us to a staggering number, 93 billion. According to our best current cosmological models, the observable universe spans a diameter of roughly 93 billion light years. That's a number so incredibly massive it's almost impossible to picture, especially when you remember that the universe itself is only about 13.8 billion years old. Basically, cosmic expansion is literally stretching the tape measure out there, expanding our visual bubble into this visually staggering reality.
Section 1. Giant structures of the cosmos.
So what exactly fills this massive 93 billion light-year void we just talked about? Well, the universe isn't just some random scattering of stars. It actually has this magnificent architecture called the cosmic web. Astronomers map billions of galaxies in 3D using space telescopes, huge sky surveys, and redshift measurements. And what they find is this underlying dark matter framework. Clinging to that framework are galaxy filaments. These are massive threads made up of thousands of galaxies, and they're separated by these incredibly huge, dark, empty spaces called voids. And right where these filaments intersect, that's where you find the massive galaxy clusters. It is a highly organized, breathtakingly enormous structure. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it completely busts a very common misconception. You know, you might have read articles about structures like the Sloan Great Wall or the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall, and honestly, it sounds like a definitive boundary, right? Like an actual wall. But a physical wall is a literal solid barrier. A cosmic wall is entirely different. We're talking about an enormous concentration of galaxies arranged in massive filaments. They're just giant structures within the observable universe, definitely not a brick wall enclosing it.
Section 2. The edge of human sight.
Okay, so if those giant walls aren't the physical edge of the universe, what is? Well, there are really three main mechanics to this cosmic horizon. First up, light travel time strictly restricts our view. If a galaxy is so far away that its light literally hasn't had enough time to reach us since the early universe, it stays entirely hidden from us. Second, cosmic expansion is actively stretching space itself. That means some regions are accelerating away from us so fast that their light will just never reach us. Ever. The universe beyond that hidden horizon, it could be finite or it could go on infinitely forever. Scientists simply do not know. And I think this brilliantly illustrates a core scientific reality. The cosmic horizon is a strict observational limit. It is not a physical end to space itself. It's the limit of our sight, not the limit of creation. Think of it kind of like standing on a boat out in the middle of the ocean, right? The horizon isn't the end of the water. It's just the absolute furthest point your eyes can see over the curvature of the Earth. Just to put our whole search for this edge into perspective, look at how fast we've moved. Decades ago, our absolute greatest triumph was just reaching the moon. Then, years ago, we started putting telescopes into orbit. And today, we're running deep space surveys that are mapping billions of distant galaxies. Our knowledge has absolutely exploded. Yet, despite all of that incredible technology, we still remain incredibly limited when you compare it to the absolute vastness of the cosmos.
Section 3. Quranic Reflections on Cosmic Limits.
Now, this brings us to a really fascinating intersection of ideas. Our sources provide this powerful quote from Surah Ar-Rahman, verse 33. O company of jinn and mankind, if you are able to pass beyond the regions of the heavens and the earth, then pass. You will not pass except by authority from Allah. I really want to let the weight of that sink in for a moment. Think about what we literally just learned regarding the strict physical limits of our observational horizon and how beautifully it parallels this ancient message of definitive boundaries.
So let's break down the classical interpretation, the tafsir, of this verse. That word aqtar, it refers to regions, boundaries, or realms. The primary theological understanding here emphasizes absolute divine authority, as well as the strict limits placed upon creation. Now, while a lot of contemporary readers reflect on this verse when they think about modern space exploration, our sources emphasize that this isn't necessarily meant to be some literal, scientific prediction of the cosmic horizon. Rather, it conveys a profound message of humility, reminding us that we are inevitably bound by the limits of our existence.
And honestly, this captures such a beautiful relationship between these two spheres. On one side, we have science, investigating the physical universe via observation and mathematics, telling us exactly how the cosmic horizon works. On the other side, we have faith, guiding humanity to recognize the Creator and reflect upon creation itself. It tells us why we should care. Scientific discoveries don't need to be awkwardly forced as literal predictions of primary Quranic verses. Instead, they naturally and beautifully mirror those spiritual themes of human limitation while inspiring just incredible wonder. Which actually brings us to the core thesis of today's explainer. The farther humanity looks into the universe, the more we discover the astonishing reach of our knowledge and simultaneously the enduring limits of it. Every time we build a new, massive telescope, it reveals a larger, way more intricate universe than we ever could have imagined. We answer a few questions and instantly raise 100 more. Beyond every single discovery lies yet another horizon that we just cannot see past.
So I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. If our greatest, most powerful telescopes only reveal the limits of our own sight, what unseen horizons exist just beyond the edge of our understanding? Science shows us the breathtaking structure of the cosmos, while faith reminds us to pursue that knowledge with profound humility, awe, and gratitude. Keep looking up, keep asking questions, and I will catch you in the next explainer.